then we were told, okay, law students, what are you saying about this? And so, for us who actually have lecturers, tutors, we went to them and say, sir, this is what's happening. Are we supposed to go against it? Are we supposed to protest? And so, in reading section 404 of the criminal code, and then, putting it together with section 99 of still the criminal code, we found out that there are offenses, public officers' offenses, where you can make someone pay for what he's not supposed to pay for. Or where you also join the gang, the bandwagon to sing "School Na Scam," will be when you are dedicated so much time to the school with the intent that once you're out, you're going to get something to do.
Then by the time you're done, there's nothing to...
Almost nothing.
To the Talk with Future podcast. And joining me this morning is a phenomenal person. He is a Part 3 student of law, University of Calabar. I am talking about Mr. Osmond with the Steeds. Hi Osmond, welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you so very much, Rita.
You look amazing, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thank you.
It's been pretty long.
It's not been pretty long. We see each other almost all the time on WhatsApp.
Oh, that's virtual. I mean, physical appearance.
Okay. So, Osmond, let's get this started, right?
Right away.
So, you mentioned in your story, right, that you had stayed for about 4 years plus before you got admission into the university. And this was not because the admission offers weren't coming or lack of funds or whatever, but because you wanted something, and that was law. So, I want you to talk about... that pressure, right? So was there any form of pressure from friends, maybe parents, telling you, you know what, just accept the admission, then when you go, you can change? Was there any pressure or anything like that?
Well, personally, I don't work with mates. I don't have mates, so I don't have people trying to pressure me to do things I'm not ready for, or people who have gone ahead, in quotes, because nobody has really gone ahead. It's just our timing. So prior to that time, I did the diploma program and I finished. So it took the 4 years, of course, COVID-19 inclusive, to be able to come back to school. Prior to that time, I had known I was going to wait for a year. That was what we were told. But then it took 4 years. So concerning pressure from friends or parents or whosoever. Well wishers, indeed. Yeah, thanks for adding that. I had well wishers. I'll be like, are you in school now? Of course, I'm not. And for me, I knew for sure that I was going to get law. So I waited, and then I was working. I was working towards it too. Wow. So eventually God helped us.
And you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
It's good to have in the system, by the way.
Whoa. Yeah.
And when you finally got an admission, what was that experience like?
I think I remember one of those days I actually posted on my status. Easy Booby, see how far you brought me.
Okay.
And so it was an awesome experience, not just for me, for the people who believed that I was still going to be a lawyer. Personally, my dad has been an inspiration, and then he has always loved the fact that he was going to have a lawyer in his house. So yeah, I love the fact that he was always there throughout the years and kept on encouraging. So the feeling was awesome, trust me, for me and for my family at large.
Describe it. How does it feel being a law student?
Now, you really have to contextualize it.
Okay.
A law student in the US, in the UK.
A law student in the University of Calabar. Yes.
Yeah, that works now. So how does it feel to be a law student in the University of Calabar? Well, will I say, I think I can adopt the words of Paul. He said he went to heaven, and then coming back, he said words of men could not describe it. So at this point, I feel I may not have sufficient words to describe what it feels like in total. But basically, I would say it's amazing. It comes with both the good, the bad, and of course the ugly.
Yeah. So, what about the steez? It adds to your persona.
You keep mentioning steez, and I wonder where you got this from. But
I
yes,
think it's a Gen Z
law
slang.
students have steez. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm actually adding myself to the law students
Yeah, you
now.
can.
We have steez, but more of it is the singular fact that we are doing things differently from every other person or every other faculty in the university community. That's all.
Okay, I think that works.
Yeah, it sure does.
So, as a student, what are some of those challenges you've had?
Well,
Okay, before you answer that, I know that you may have experienced some, a lot, but I want
of challenges.
you to, yes,
Okay.
but I want you to talk about that particular moment you felt like, okay, should I throw in the towel at this point? Was there ever a moment like that?
Well.
There wasn't.
They have not been.
Being a moment like that.
Well, the truth is, there's induced paramus. When I say induced paramus, I mean I trust in God in and out of my life. So prior to the time I gained admission, I was already struggling, working really hard to get it. On getting it, regardless of what I have seen, we are already in. We are in. Like, this is what we've been fighting for all these years. So it depends. A wise man once said, "You do not value a thing until you know how it is gotten." So I fought really hard to get. In quotes, fought really hard. So in getting it, it's not something that you want to give up easily. Regardless of what I saw or what I'm still seeing and what is still waiting for me, I doubt there will be a time where I'd say I won't give up. I just doubt.
I think you also mentioned that you're an advocate for quality leadership, right?
Quality
So-
leadership.
What in the educational leadership system, whatever, because we're talking about school, right?
Yeah.
So, what is that major setback you've observed over the years, and you think something should be done in that regard?
Okay, in the educational sector, yeah, I think leadership in the school community is not so or entirely different from what we have in the real world. So we learn from the school community and how leadership is, carried out basically. People who are elected into offices and people who are appointed into offices. Personally, I love the fact that being a law student gives you an opportunity to access every other faculty. Most times they call us for their swearing in and all of that. Then you check out for these people who are elected into offices. Then coming the following year to swear in the next batch of executives, you find out that the outgoing president would give a speech or two, say a thing or two about what he has done, more like a milestone. And so for me, in the university setting, well, there are glitches here and there, but we thank God that they are learning. We are all learning. I'm also learning.
So, prior to getting admission, you had run some businesses, I'd like to believe. I mean, working. Yes, you said working, right? Working.
Yes.
So, are you currently running a business?
Well. I'm still thinking what word would best fit it. But then, basically, I had things running for myself. Whatever brings in money, whether it's doing the job in person or getting an agent to do it. An agency simply has to do with getting someone else to act for you. So whether or not I was working, it's bringing in money, right? That's yeah. So yes, I would say so. I had a lot of things. I had a few things bringing in money, not a lot. Thank God we're on camera. So yes, I had a few things bringing in money prior to the time I gained admission. Even while in school, I still have a couple of things here and there, but it's not as elaborate as it was. You really have to find a way to strike a balance with school and work, business, as you would call it.
Quickly, are you saying that all students should be entrepreneurs?
Well. I really wish I could say that. And I also really wish I would not say that. But we are in Nigeria. I always try to ensure that while there is a global stage, a global view to things, we are still in the local market for now.
Yeah.
When I say local market, everybody is in his or her local market, because where you are, certain government policies may not avail you the opportunity to really do one per time. If you say you want to go to school, of course, there are certain countries where the government policies allow you to go to school without certain constituencies, constraints rather. So if in Nigeria we have those policies I think we can say yes, go to school while you're going to go to school. And then if in Nigeria we also have where the graduates of particular fields are now taken up into these industries immediately when they are done, immediately after they are done, and then I would say yes, go to school. But that is not the case. So please, by all means, try to get yourself one or two things going on, because that is, it will be, if you believe that going to school or just doing everything school, academic, per time, it's okay for you and it's working for you, maybe your parents are, of course, doing well, and then it's fine. But where you would know, or where you would also join the gang, the bandwagon to sing school na scam, will be when you are dedicated so much time to the school with the intent that once you're out, you're going to get something to do.
Then by the time you're done, there's nothing to...
Almost nothing. Of course, I don't want to talk about particular fields, so it doesn't look as though...
So students should consider being entrepreneurs.
Please,
by all means, they
by
should
all
have
means,
something going on.
have something going on. Even when your parents give you money for a particular thing, you can just have one or two things going for you. This is Nigeria, I mean.
At this point, I'd like to ask you, Osmond, any future plans? Are you, intending to practice law, or is there something else coming that we need to know of?
Oh well, one would likely ask that question considering the fact that I already made it clear that I worked really hard to get in, kinda.
Yeah.
And then, what are you really working hard to get? Are you planning to come practice to? But then the answer for that will be, I would like to allow it to be in the neutral. Yes. Now, but definitely we are not going into practicing in entirety. Or we have plans, and the plans could just be while being a lawyer, but we could be actively involved in other areas, other ramifications of life. So yes, the future plans are not so concretized for now. We just want to finish first. When we are done, we could now decide.
Alright, so to somebody who just got admission into law, to study law, what would you say to that person? This is also going to be your final word.
Okay, so I think this is really specific. I'm saying my final words to people who are coming in as law students, into the University of Calabar.
Yes, sure.
Or basically, of course, law students here in Nigeria, I think we are kind of united. We have a synergy. So generally, I would say, while coming in, definitely there is this initial gra-gra. Permit me to say that when you come in and you're like, I'm a law student, I can't do this, I can't be like everybody else. I know the law, I know the law, I know the law. While that may happen, I would simply advise that the law is not what it is on paper as in practice. So while you're going to learn the law as per theory, you should be careful on the path you want to tread as a practicing lawyer, in quotes, eventually. So while in the university community, a lot of things happen, and then people are like, law students, no see that one. Law students, no see that one.
Yeah,
they really want to call our attentions to it to make us do certain things that they know that the law has made provisions for, but probably the management is actually not acting on it. So they need an advocate, someone to stand in and get the management informed. But honestly, I can say without any iota of doubt that the law in practice is not what it is in theory. So quickly, I could just give an example just so I can summarize. Currently in the university community, there is a particular department. Of course, everybody has to do that between, I think, year 1, year 2, and partly year 3. So we all were asked to pay a particular amount of money. All of this withheld, of course, you would find your way around it. So we had to pay a particular amount of money, which we did. And thereafter, we were asked to still pay another amount of money for documentation. But it was already there that we shouldn't pay for the documentation. And then we were told, okay, law students, what are you saying about this? And so, for us who actually have lecturers, tutors, we went to them and say, sir, this is what's happening. Are we supposed to go against it? Are we supposed to protest? And so, in reading section 404 of the criminal code, and then, putting it together with section 99 of still the criminal code, we found out that there are offenses, public officers' offenses, where you can make someone pay for what he's not supposed to pay for. So generally, I'm saying that this is already happening. even you as a law student cannot stop it. What you need to know is know the law in theory. Know it's different from what is applicable in practice. So do not let the entire praise of people to push you into doing you.
Not even finished.
You can't even get to the end. You will not get to the end. You'll be sabotaged by whatever structures are already there in place. So know the law for yourself, my dear. Know what is right, know what is wrong. Stay away from things that are wrong. But in attempting advocacy, choose your path rightly.
And that's a wrap, Osmond. Thank you so much.
Indeed, it's a wrap.
On the show.
Alright, thank you too for having me. You knew I'm indeed grateful. I'm honored too.
We hope to have you more.
Yes, as time permits. As time permits.
And in due.
Speramus.